Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun.
Good morning, everybody. Thursday. Forgot to turn the microphone on there. Hi, Bill. Bill posted. So last night I was like, you know what? I should just do all this stuff to make the live stream and schedule it before I go to sleep. That way, when I wake up, I don't have to go and do all of that stuff and I can get, going a little bit faster. So, you're able to go in early. And so Bill was posting good morning at 5:51 my time. Thank you for being here early and waiting. Keller says, I'm already up in the pre-market. I'm unstoppable recently. Well, listen, early bird gets their worm, right? That's why we do this. Let's go to the market. So we got some interesting behavior going on here. So E-mini yesterday, one of the first down days in a long time. Coinbase IPO, as soon as Coinbase kind of turned negative, the rest of the market turned negative. There was a lot of stuff going on, Fed speakers, things like that. I didn't really see anything too significant. But when Coinbase dipped, the rest of the market did. I don't know if that's a coincidence or what, because I don't see why the rest of the market would care about Coinbase per se. But hey, that's what happened. Could be that the rest of the market dragged down Coinbase for all we know. Coming over here, checking the Treasury Yields. So they did come back a little bit yesterday, but now here today, they're back up again. And that's probably a factor behind why equity markets seem to be recovering in the overnight session. Here, the Asia session was pretty lackluster. So here, this must be coming from the London session, I guess. And we get into the other commodities here. Oil just had a breakout day yesterday. Surprise build, a bunch of other things going on, and they just took off. Look at that. Up a whole, what was it? Almost $2, $1.50. Gold also doing pretty okay today. As the dollar just keeps going down and down and down and down. Here you get the same thing. Silver doing pretty well. Since the Treasury yields are a little bit subdued, if we can get this situation where the Treasury yields aren't going crazy and the dollar keeps going down, then maybe gold and silver can build some momentum. And I'm hoping if they build some momentum, then if their Treasury rates start increasing again, maybe they can hold their own against that. Because I really don't think that in the current situation that they should be as correlated as they have been. And then finally, copper doing well as well. So even though there's not as much liquidity being provided in China, things looking pretty okay for growth over there still. So, and here again, yesterday, dollar getting hit a bit, and then in the overnight session, new lows. Speaking of the dollar, I went through yesterday, and I decided, hey, maybe the reason I'm not catching the change in the dollar as well is because I don't have candles with colors. So I went in and I changed my synthetic dollar index to be able to show me candles. So these colored ones are ones that I've seen live, right? If it's live, I can tell what the absolute high and low was, and so it's doing that. The gray ones was the historical data. Pretty cool. You bought Coinbase at the end of the day. Oh, that's not a bad way to do it if you really want to be in it. I really don't know what it's worth. I'm going to blow my nose here. So on the Bitcoin front, We did have a pullback in Bitcoin yesterday for the Coinbase IPO, but nothing too significant. My read of it, or what I'm guessing. I mean, it's really, you can never really know, but I would think that there are a lot of employees that own Coinbase stock. Basically, the only people that own the Coinbase stock right now, right, that want to sell. Because, I mean, come on, these people, they're all millionaires now, man. Like anybody that's been working for Coinbase for a few years, yep, they're millionaires. So, you know, they're going to take some profits the first day. I don't know like what it does for confidence. So if we don't have an up day in Coinbase today, if we were to have a down day, then people are going to start being like, you know what I mean? First day, it's like, you fools all bought it on the first day. That was done, you know, but if like day 2 and it's still down, okay. We'll see what happens. I really don't know what it's going to do. I do know, though, this is the kind of catalyst that can create a blow off top. That is for sure. That is definitely a possible thing. Not showing any signs of it doing that yet, but it's a possible thing. Okay. Now, for us, we have retail sales and continuing jobless claims. All right. So these are important numbers. Retail sales are going to be good. Okay, retail sales month over month 5.9 is what we're looking for March. I think it probably will be a little bit higher than that. But then there's also initial jobless claims, which is a little high, 700K. If we have initial jobless claims higher than 700K, that could be a real damper on the market. So we are going to be watching that too. All right. So we'll pull up the Twitters. Okay, a little slip there as they release. Not getting the numbers yet. Oh yeah, retail sales is pretty good. 9%. Oh no, they're all good. Initial jobless claims 500 versus 700. So those are good. The retail sales are good. New York manufacturing index was good. This is a buy. Probably part of the overnight buying that we saw, huh? The dollar. Look at the dollar right now. Oh boy. And the Treasury's, it's funny, the Treasury's buying on that news. This is a little weird. This what's going on over here in the Treasuries? That is weird. I don't get that. That should not be a buy in my book. Why would they buy? Kind of weird. Well, for that matter, given how good the news is, equity markets pretty, they're buying, but it's not like crazy. You've certainly had bigger moves lately. This contact, I think maybe it's time to change them because it's starting to get irritated. There's the dollar goes for a little lower. Going for another dip. Yep. Now, what about the rest of them? Well, I'm seeing gold moving up just a little bit on that. Yeah. Zero Hedge noticing it too. Treasuries extend gains despite strong U.S. economic data. When I see that, I'm either like, okay, hey, Seth's analysis is pretty good, and you get it live. But then sometimes I'm also like, does Zero Hedge watch my stream? Highly doubt it, but the Treasury's buying off of that is incredibly odd. Maybe it's because they want to buy U.S. They want to be in the U.S. because they look at it and they say, hey, the U.S. is strong. I think that might be what's happening. Except for if that was the case, wouldn't the dollar be buying? I switch streams because what he does is more accurate than what I do. Oh, Fanchi, Schmanchi. Well, there you go. Well, I'm not. I don't get offended. People come and go. It's fine.
Kevin Wimmer says, or you are part of Zero Hedge, case closed.
Oh, man. No, I just, I worry about you sometimes, Keller, because I'm worried you're relying too much on me, Gotta make sure the whole thing is being able to do it on your own, right? Because you go, most streams, what are they going to tell you? Here's a pattern, and you should use that pattern, and, etc. And I'm just telling you, like, technical patterns. I guess if it's a bull market, there are people, you're going to see people that are making money off of technical trading, but no, all of the evidence that I've seen suggests that that past data is really ineffective at predicting future prices. So if they're talking about, like, here is the company's numbers and earnings, and here's a model that I've been using to try and guess what their earnings should be, or what their price should be, and here's what they should be worth compared to other companies, and then sounds like they would be good to be trading. But I don't know. I just kind of like I feel like that the stream should be more for the community and not for the this person's gonna give me edge. You know what I mean? I think your stream is lacking music. You need some hype music. Well, remember we went through and we did the music thing, and I kind of just didn't like it. Remember? I mean, music probably would be beneficial. I don't know. What do you think? I'm skeptical that a lot of people would come in and start watching just because there was music. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Click the link. So what you're saying is that it's a joke. It's not really. Darts chase the sun. Yeah, okay. That's like it's like a soccer song of some sort. 15 minutes. Oh my gosh, 15 minutes of that, I would go crazy. There's already day trading radio. Yeah, you know what? You know what is so crazy to me though? Is that like I've seen YouTube channels that all they do, like literally all they do is they have a big chart of the S&P 500 and that's it. Like that's it. And thousands of people watch this. And I don't get it. And when I look at that, like my first thought when I look at that is, well, maybe the reason that they don't watch my stream is because they hate me. that must be it, right? because if you can literally show nothing useful and thousands of people watch it, then the only reason that they must not be watching this one isn't because, there's not that many people looking for day trading in futures and that YouTube would recommend it to people and stuff. No, it's just that they come in and they listen to Seth talking and they go, I don't like this guy. He's kind of annoying. And they leave.
Kevin Wimmer says, is this for real? The song is called Darks Chase the Sun with a dark picture and you say, oh, this is a soccer song, lol.
No, it's like it's a crowd singing a song. It sounds like something you would hear at a soccer game, no? Yeah, it sounds kind of like Zombie. It's in the same genre as Zombie Nation, that one. It's hard to be honest and real and also be popular. Yeah. I've learned something kind of weird though, and I've certainly found it to be true though, that there's kind of like, people think that there's like this, people don't like you here and people like you here. And then it's like they really don't like you. They kind of don't like you. They kind of like you. They really like you. But the reality is that it's actually more like a triangle. So over here is like they really don't like you, and here is they really like you, or they this is they kind of don't like you, and this is they kind of like you, and this is they really like you and they really don't like you. And so it's really easy to go back and forth between I really like you and I really don't like you. Right? So that's why people with controversial personalities like Donald Trump can do really well in media. And you add on top of that like the headline clickbait sort of stuff. So even if it's something negative about you, a lot of people will come in and watch. So for Steve, I'm totally down with starting shit with people. You know what I mean? And saying controversial things just for the sake of it being controversial to try and get people to talk about it. Because if that negative attention drags people to you. A lot of people seriously hate me because I'm controversial, so I know what you mean, yeah. But here's another thing that I've also learned. Is that so you kind of go to this thing where it's like oh, everybody hates me, but then you realize that no, like people don't really hate you, and they don't necessarily care about you. They don't necessarily think about you. But I think that there's a different shift that you can make, which is that people are mostly thinking about themselves, right? Like, I don't think that anybody comes and watches the stream because they go, oh, Seth will really appreciate it if I watch the stream, and so I better make sure that I'm here every day for him. Like my wife doesn't even think that. She doesn't watch the stream, right? I think that people watch it because they think they can get a benefit out of it, right? But I continue to say, I hopefully the benefit that you get from it is the camaraderie and collaboration, right? Because I get really nervous about people thinking that they can follow somebody else's trades, right? There's some mathematical reasons why that's unlikely to be a successful strategy.
Kevin Wimmer says maybe your wife would start watching the stream if you traded Forex.
Oh man, it does just kind of make me wonder what I have to talk about for it to be interesting to Melissa. I don't think that I could get my wife to be interested in a live stream of any kind. I don't think that she would sit and, well, I don't know. Maybe if she just found the right person. Because she watches a lot of television. Like, usually what she does is she puts it on her phone, and we got her like one of those noise canceling headphones, or she's got like the little Bluetooth earpiece, and she watches stuff like that. So she'll walk around the house and be doing chores, but she still watches a lot of series. She's watching Vampire Diary, or what is it? What is that vampire TV show that's got the really hot guys in it? Ugh, I can't even remember what it's called now, but Vampire something. And she's watched that, like she's on her 4th run now, man. Yeah, I pretty much listen and take everything in, but I always say that any kind of tip or whatever only gets me as far as the chart. Then I make up my own mind. Yeah. Well, there's an issue that I think I'm facing on the stream right now, to be honest, is that there are so many tiny little things, like, how does this particular piece of news matter? How do the treasuries roll over, and how do these different businesses work? There's all of this business knowledge that you kind of accumulate, and I honestly, the only way that I learned these things, a lot of it I learned from bots, actually. You just kind of learn them as you go, because I've never seen one guide that tells you everything about the commodity that you're trading that you need to know to trade it. I've never seen that. And so there's all these little pieces of information that we know that if you're beginning trading, are going to be the most useful to you, but I can't even enumerate what they are. You know what I mean? Are you not long ZN? IQM, I am not long ZN. I do not understand at all what is happening over there. That move in the treasury makes zero sense to me. That is one of the most bizarre moves in the treasuries off of news that I've ever seen. I've never been more confused about a move off of news than that move in equities right now. So yeah, I am not long CN. If I don't understand it, if I don't know what's going on with it, then I just don't get in. Anyways, so there's kind of this thing where it's like, there's a lot of value that probably we could be providing to new people that it's kind of hard to figure out to know what it is that we should be giving them. And then there's this other part of it, which is that so then you kind of almost become an insular community, right? And with the way that I moderate, that kind of tends to be the risk that you run, is that new people are almost afraid to come in and start speaking up and stuff, right? But when I look at societies, isn't that kind of the way that it is? Like when you go to school for the first day, or like you go to college the first day, right? You don't just come in and you're loud and you want everybody. No, like you're the new person. You're quiet. You observe things. You try and take the lead from the people that have been there a long time and know what's going on. This sort of a thing. And I think that some internet communities really make the mistake of not really having any kind of really enforced community culture, so that somebody can come in and just start acting like a complete asshat. And they're like, well, it's not breaking the rules or anything, so they just allow it to continue. You know what I mean? I digress. It's interesting, but I guess this thing about that concern about growing the stream must be a larger weight on my mind, on my subconscious, than I realized, because this is like the third or fourth day that I've talked about this sort of a thing, haven't I?
Kevin Wimmer says you are wrong, says you put on the Dart song on speaker, punch the professor in the face to show dominance.
Yeah, go to a Chinese school and see how well that works. I mean, we got a good pop off of this. Dollar really got creamed off of that. It's not like low of the session or anything, but it was a good 5-cent down move in the dollar. Treasuries did pop off. Didn't quite go to where I wanted them to, though. But the treasuries took off and just went way up. You got to be careful about that one in the treasury, because what if that comes back? So I can see the delta kind of flipping around. So if they go back down, if you get a sell back to 100K, those treasuries are going to get hit hard, right? That's going to be the liquidity vacuum trade that we are always talking about. The other thing, though, is that this, I don't know if this song is Creative Commons allowed sort of a thing. You know what I mean? Millionaires and fiat money. Oh, Bill is listening to the beginning part. Bill, you need to update. You need to click the live button to catch up to us. I'm thinking so maybe I could make my own song like that, but how would I get a recording of a song? Or a recording of a crowd singing a song like that. So. Maybe there is a crowd soft synth. Is there a VST or a good MP3 of a concert crowd? $300 for concert audiences, and it is a royal. It's WAV files. And what's this one? Crowd chamber audio demo. Well, that doesn't really help. Have you heard the new term fiat earther for people? I've not heard that. Wait, I gotta put that one in. I'll put that one down. You gotta have all of the stock market Steve one-liners. Fiat earther. We used these ones already, so I'm gonna put them down at the bottom of the list. I used those ones yesterday. I think I need to do the well, I could just do a throwaway video today, what your trading platform says about you, think or swim. I think that's what I'm going to do today, and then tomorrow I can do an NFT video. Got an idea for an NFT video. So Let's see. I haven't been following Twitter here very well because I had that open. Zero hedge. Pandemic lows crashed to pandemic lows. Jobless claims crashed to pandemic lows. There's just one thing. After rising for 2 straight weeks, initial jobless claims crashed to pandemic lows back below 600K for the first time since early March of 2020. Notably, the drop in claims was largely driven by a 75,645 drop in California, which, as Joe Brussels, what kind of a name is that? Brusuilas suggests, is indicative of the problems that remain in the processing claims, backlogs, and fraud in the states. Oh, yes. Normal accounting claims continue to drop as pandemic emergency claims. Finally, we note that the number of Americans on some form of employment-based welfare fell well below 17 million for the first time since early January. However, with no new stimmies on the horizon and employers finding it increasingly difficult to pry government handout heavy employees off the couch to do a day's honest work, we wonder if this is as good as it gets for the post-pandemic jobs situation. This market is kind of being weird, I think. Yeah, it seems unusually bearish. Well, we have other news later today. We got manufacturing capacity utilization, industrial production, housing market index. The jobs numbers in the Empire State Manufacturing Survey are wrong. We have major supply chain issues and work hours are up because of the inefficiency. Well, there's definitely a lot of things about this data that's not reflected in the numbers, but I don't think that would explain why the market is behaving the way that it is here. I think that it's behaving the way that it is here because I bought. How long has it been? 25 minutes. So they're touching right here, ATR stop. And by the way, the dollar has stabilized. They pushed down initially, but the dollar has come back to where it was. Treasuries holding 06 rather. I don't know. It's unusual. This thing over here in the treasuries seems really unusual to me. And I thought, oh, well, maybe what we just read would be good, but I don't think so. Zero hedge. Oh, GovTrader is saying this is a short squeeze in bonds hangover from the strong auction. Maybe. I certainly see how that could be. Somebody had a big position on and had to unwind it. That's certainly an one theory. They just saw the Fed data email. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about with that. I've been seeing all sorts of weird stuff with the data, the government data lately, though. I'll tell you that much. I'm not saying it's like any kind of conspiracy theory or anything like that, but these things that we as traders probably have to take into account. Ferrari to unveil its first full electric car in 2025. That seems like awfully far away. Well, another thing is that the pace of orders coming through the E-mini, well, okay, it just like really dropped off, but it wasn't bad before. You can see there the dollar now, even though the initial move was down, the dollar is rising here. What is it that they're saying we're going to get here at the top of the hour? Oh, Canadian existing home sales month over month. Yeah, it's a good question, Kevin. Kevin's asking, when is the time to scratch the trade? I'm thinking I could do that now, and then, if it gets them moving again, I do some, I can just get back in. I think part of the reason why I'm kind of being hesitant to do that is because we got a pretty good run in our favor to begin with, and it's only just come back to basically around the area that we entered into. So I don't necessarily have to be seriously concerned about it. I don't know. But hey, man, if the Treasury yields are gonna decrease off of good news, that sounds like a buy to me in equities, don't you think? I don't know. The dollar moving up there, though, that's not necessarily good. Methinks there's probably a lot of people sitting out there kind of thinking similar things. Imagine if you were in gold right now. Right? Good about that. I'm not interested in the ZN trade, to be honest with you, IQM. If I identify a mispricing over here in the ZN, then I'll take it. But I'm not just gonna try and ride the momentum on a trade that I don't understand why they're doing it. Negative energy feeds the beast. More dislikes you get, the more your channel will be recommended. At least that's what it seems like. Yeah, it's true. You were the ZN group. Yeah, well, you can't always explain everything, unfortunately. We listed a couple of theories, though, right? One theory is that this is a short squeeze. One theory is that something about the data caused somebody to want to have exposure to U.S. Fixed income. Possible. It's a lot of trade for, I don't know why, in the opposite direction of what it normally would be for the numbers that were just released. And it could just be there's something in that data that matters that we don't know about. That's another possibility, right? So we have a couple of ideas about why, but since it's not reacting the way that we would expect it to, there's no trade. And that's okay. Don't have to trade it every time that it moves. But I also haven't really been trying to swing ZN so much. I've been trying to arbitrage it. So there's maybe actually an opportunity. Let's reset it here. Oh, geez. Not a lot of liquidity there in the NQ. You see it just jump up there like that. There they are, going back up to the highs again. Oh yeah, Zero Hedge tweets, coin bounces back as Kathy Wood bought the dip and dumped some Tesla. And did you catch that one? She sold Tesla and I think she sold some ICE too so that she could buy coin. Pelosi rips McConnell, says he's the enabler of some of the worst stuff. Well, I guess since she's the leader of the House and not in the Senate, she can say whatever she wants about her Senate counterpart, but I don't think that saying that is really all too helpful. You're becoming the ES guru now. I can't keep up. Yeah. Well, I have been trading the ES a lot more, IQ, because I just, I want to limit my risk, right? What we're doing is hard. I don't know. I'm not always successful at it. And, it takes a little bit higher of a bankroll to really trade the ZN. So at least these days compared to the micros. So I've been focusing more on the micros. I still watch the treasuries and talk a lot about it. I will take a thing some from time to time when I really feel confident about a read on something. Come over to the dark side on CV. Well, I would take a tick on something, So like here, if they gave me 7.5, right? I doubt that they would fill me in that situation, but it would take that if they gave it to me. You can track currency. Yeah, but then you don't get the data. There's this balance between all these different things, right? You've got to be able to have an edge. So, oh man, there's this post on Reddit in the algo trading subreddit, and we're a guy, and it sounds to me, I didn't go through his post history, but just from what he said in the post, it sounded like this guy worked for a hedge fund, and he talked about making a statistical arbitrage algorithm for a specific pair of things, right? So he talked about the different layers of the system. It was like, okay, here's your basic thing. You use co-integration and whatever, and I'm not going to go into that. And then here's all the other things that he had added on top of it. And he was talking about sentiment models from social media and seasonality. And I mean, it was like, seriously, like a dozen things to add on to just the statistical algorithm. And I'm reading through all of this, and he's like being casual about it. And I'm like, no, dude, unlikely a retail trader is going to write all that on their own. It was a lot of stuff. It was a lot of stuff, man. It was just insane. So then you come over here and you're like, okay, so you're going to try and compete with that sort of thing. How are you going to do that? Shoot. Somebody just bailed there. Somebody offered 1,000 contracts. They bought through it. I'm hearing stuff from a Russian foreign ministry that could be the reason that somebody sold, like an algorithm might have come in and sold off of that. But I don't really think that what's being said here is significant. So if that's the reason why, I think we should just ignore it. I knew we should have paid attention in linear. Yeah, linear algebra certainly would help. Yes. Now I did go and make a see if the co-integration indicator worked, and it seems like it did. I'm not too sure how you use just that on its own to make a strategy, because really all it tells you is, okay, are they co-integrated or not? But in terms of being able to actually take the trade, you're gonna have to have more. So it might not necessarily be a good thing for an entry signal, right? Okay. Biden said that he wished to normalize ties with Russia, but Washington's behavior indicate otherwise. Hostile steps dangerously raise the temperature of confrontation between Moscow and Washington. Okay. People making a big deal over Kathy Woods selling some Tesla to buy coin. That's funny. But it's not surprising to me, because she had so much in Tesla. If she needed more money, where is she going to get it from if not from Tesla, right? So here, once again, media exaggerating things. It's okay. I think everybody that reads that Twitter account knows what's going on. FX market largely unchanged after US data slate. 30-year bond yields fall to 1-month lows. Well, you know what? One other thing that I think I should know about the move in the treasuries is that the initial move off of the news itself was correct and was down. So there you go. Bill says I hit the like button and also hit the like button. Thank you very much, Bill. Carl Quintilla tweets, corporate travel is about 20% of what we would expect for this time of year, and what we're hearing is that companies are waiting for their employees to get vaccinated. Yeah, if they ever start traveling again like that. Yeah. over here, 1 minute is like way too tight for a coin. So we're gonna zoom out a little bit for that. So we can see 347. I think anything above 320 for coin is good. Like 320 was like what they were supposed to open at. So yeah, you're probably on real time now, Bill. Sometimes when you're getting started, things can kind of get screwed up like that, and then it's on replay and you don't realize it. So, but that's why we have the clock in the bottom right corner, because you can look at my clock and you can use that to compare and see how delayed you are. Goldman and JP Morgan expect economic activity in April and May to top anything we'll see in our careers. The most popular Johnson & Johnson vaccine story on Facebook, a conspiracy theory posted it. A conspiracy theorist posted it. That's funny. Yeah, I wonder, our like count hasn't been as high. That's one that I've been wondering about. It's okay, guys, though. You don't have to like every video. If you like it, then you like it. And if you don't, you don't. It's fine. But zero hedge premium story, emerging cracks in the perfect bull market. Yes, I do kind of see it. Oh, it's tiny on my phone, so I can't read the clock. So I need to go and get a big gigantic clock. What if we got rid of this section down in the bottom right and just replaced it with a giant clock? We're gonna get some more news here. That's going to be the manufacturing and capacity utilization numbers. Now, love it. The street. In the past 12 months, Bitcoin has surged by more than 6 times, while Ethereum has skyrocketed by almost 16 times. What is a better investment now? Tiraj, I don't know how to pronounce that, asks, is there any way to add a custom property in the data series grid for custom bars type like a bool checkbox? Yes, there is. So do you mean something like this, where you come in here to your data series, and then we're looking at our chart style, and there's all of these custom properties here? In my case, you got you got a thing for bar opacity, colors, etc. So if you create your own custom bar type, so if you create a custom bar type, then any of the public properties that you put in your custom bar type with the Ninja script property decorator above them will show up in there as a property for you to modify. So then the question is just like, what would the checkbox do? But what you could do is you could take a bar type, like you could take the candlestick bar type and copy it, and then just add a little change and put the check mark option on it, and you'd be good. Zero Hedge tweets, the output of utilities dropped 11.4% as the demand for heating fell because of a swing in temperatures from an unseasonably cold February to an unseasonably warm March. Yes, I'm sure. All right, well, the treasuries, they swung up to a new high. They've really calmed down, like you're not really getting the same pace of tape that you did before. We'll see if they're going to sell back the other way or not. At the moment, they don't really seem to be suggesting that, do they? They kind of look like, oh, no, we're happy here. So I'm still kind of wondering, there's got to be some fundamental reason why the treasuries thought, oh yeah, let's buy that. You know? You can kind of see the equities there, the equity indexes. I mean, they're kind of moving, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of purpose to it, and it's still pretty light activity-wise. So we may not get a real move till the open. Italy cuts 2021 GDP growth forecast to 4.5% versus 6%, the forecast made in September. Meanwhile, coin declining a little bit now. Like the overnight market, they opened up higher and they've just kind of slowly been drifting back down to where they closed in the overnight. So somewhere around 340. That's a 4% overnight move, though. So not bad. And Tesla doesn't seem to be that hit by the, Kathy selling, so. Actually, everything on my watch list overnight is looking good. Who is Shishin? I didn't see him tweet this, but Zero Hedge is now retweeting it. The Biden administration hopes to turn the climate issue into a notable political achievement and use it to woo European allies and then strengthen its ability to confront China. Still, it wants Beijing to highly coordinate with it. What a fanciful plan. And Zero Hedge says, but China vowed to achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. Was it lying? Probably. I don't think that China has any intention of being environmentally responsible. Am I wrong? Could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe you trust the Chinese. Kremlin summons the U.S. ambassador to Russia, John Sullivan, to come in for a difficult, quote-unquote, difficult conversation. The Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman says there will be an inevitable response from Russia, she says, but didn't explain what measures would come. Yep, it's because they're sanctioning Russia right now. Well, they were looking pretty okay, but then they backed off from the ATR stop once again. There's another strong sell. This time, how much? About 500 contracts worth sold. And a strong offer showing up at 41.40. They're hitting into them, some iceberging on both sides. A little slip on the downside, but held. Very curious. Okay, the big order moved up. So they tick up. So I wonder what they're doing. There he moved it. He's kind of moved it back and forth, and that has kind of upset the market, I guess you could say. I guess I should keep this open here. Coinbase, the one that I think people are most interested in, huh? Oh my. Peter Schiff tweets, Jim Cramer of CNBC just proclaimed that the U.S. economy is on the verge of the greatest economic boom in history. He's as bullish on America now as he was on Bear Stearns just before it went bankrupt. This call is far worse. The U.S. is on the verge of a historic economic bust. I'm going to go with Jim Cramer on this one. I have never once seen Peter Schiff be right about anything. This is one of those guys that have just been proclaiming doom and gloom for the past, 10 years, and nothing ever happened. 5 days of up move followed by a down day. The usual story today, up move again as usual. Probably. But there's something's definitely different going on here, right, HF? These sell orders that we're seeing, we'll see if they get above the 41.41 order there. But it's unusual, isn't it? Jeff Bezos says we need to do a better job for our employees. Okay. Easier to trust a pundit that can make money either way than one that banks entirely on collapse. Yeah. CEO of world's largest money manager, I am incredibly bullish on the stock market. Zero Hedge says, what recessions? No, I am bullish on the stock market too, but I do think that sometime soon, and maybe not necessarily today. I mean, all those numbers that we got released today were really good. Maybe the market has already priced it in. Maybe the market has already priced it in. I do think that we're going to have a short-term pullback soon. Not sure if it's going to start today. I think that if something like that were to really occur, that it's much more likely to happen next week. J-Pow is all positive, so yeah. Well, I don't think that the Federal Reserve is really going to change their policy. Like, the thing is that when you look at valuations, right? If valuations are too high, then you've got a problem in the long run. And how do you let that problem, work its way out? Do we just let everything go flat for a couple of years? You know what I mean? Or do you let it deflate? And I think that some people are concerned that the Federal Reserve will come back and let it deflate. But I don't think so. I mean, everything that they're saying is that we're not going to do that. So I think that some of these guys, in particular, Peter Schiff, I don't know if Peter Schiff is really deserving of the market guru status that's been given to him, because I've never once seen him make a call that was like really good. He's always doom and gloom. Inflation is for sure. Yeah, so we were talking about this last night. So one of the things when we're getting into, like, there might be a short-term drop, but it may be more likely to be next week, is that 3 of the big banks, so I think Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and Bank of America, have all said that they expect a drop back, and they're coming back in. They have valuation metrics based on price earnings about where the S&P 500 could go to. So that's not going to be a perfect model, but it's a model, and I think that the numbers that they get are numbers that you don't want to pay attention to. And they were saying somewhere between 36 and 3,800, based on which one you're using and all that stuff. So, it's they're going to come back. But then you look at the surveys, the thing that money managers are most concerned about is inflation. But when you look at the reactions to inflation measures this week, like the CPI, for instance, it doesn't appear to me that the market is really that concerned about about inflation at the moment. They are saying, yeah, we're getting inflation. That was what it was expected. Everything is still under control. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, spot 6 CPI. The expectation was spot 5. They got spot 6, which wasn't terrible, and the market kind of took a big sigh of relief that it wasn't 1%. You get what I'm saying? It kind of seemingly doesn't make sense, but I think the reason the reaction to it has been that, oh, that's exactly what the Federal Reserve said it was going to be, And so, like, when it really starts running hot, then, yeah. Isn't that like 7.5 yearly? Correct me if I have it all wrong. Well, that's not what the year-over-year inflation number ended up being. I think it was like 2.4. I don't remember exactly, though. Hey, look at that. Well, I don't know who was doing that selling, but fuck you, man. Well, a little bit of absorption there at the 41, 45, 50. So I think that might be, well, let's see here. Okay. And then another 1,000 traded at 3/4, and buyers still pushing. That is a bullish market, folks. That is a bullish market for sure. I'm gonna take the other one off right there. Reduce my risk and then just let it ride. Well, so what do you think about that trade, guys? I'm thinking back to what Kevin was saying about maybe you should just scratch it. And I think, I think probably was right. We didn't get the move that we wanted over news. It opened right at where we got in, so we could have scratched it and not had to eat all that heat, HF says, I haven't traded ES for the past 4 weeks. Really? Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little torn about how I feel about putting on risk from the scalping perspective right now. I've been doing really well, but you notice how have I been doing really well? Man, really? Okay, I'm gonna take it off. I could probably let it come back a little bit, but I'm just gonna take my $50 and gave up 10 on that. Somebody really wants to sell. That was a big slip, guys. Holy crap. That was from 47.50 to 45.25. I don't have the printout on. Turned on. Hold on a second. Print out what? Okay. I'll let it redo it. Yeah, it was 9 ticks. You can see it right there. Actually, I think this calls for a 1-tick chart. Let's find that. Because that says was a little cray-cray. Look at that. Oh, wait, really? No, that wasn't it. 47.75. 33. No, that's... Oh. That was it right there. Okay. So he swept through it all and then they pulled. They left a huge hole behind them. Look at that. I'm gonna post this on Twitter. Wait, we need to make it a little bit better, easier to see. What color should we make it? Cyan? I like cyan. How big was that? 40 to 20. $41, $47, $50. Anyone watching beans, man? What beans? Soybeans. Where is? Could that be part of the cause here? Well, overall, the dollar kind of stabilized after that news. And since the open, the dollar has actually been getting a little bit stronger. After that strong shove down in the E-mini, they push back up. We have, as I kind of suspected, they came down a lot more than I thought, but they are getting sucked back into the liquidity hole that was left by that big sell order. So, not totally sure what's going on here. That's really odd. If you bought Coinbase at the opening and then bought lower later in the day, you should have good basis and no need to buy more at these prices. Well, where are we, by the way? Coinbase. I kind of thought that maybe there would be some excessive action on the open in Coinbase, but so far, no. They're just floating around at 30-40. Let's see here. Also, I guess I should note that GameStop is down. GME had a pretty good day yesterday. Now today, giving up some of its gains. It kind of seems like they want it to stick around that 160 area, but Okay, well, so there was another push up there. They weren't able to break the high, and now they are testing the bottom end of this range. And are they going to sell through? I mean, somebody is very aggressively trying to sell here. I think the way that you've been seeing it play out, I think kind of shows you why like a super aggressive order like that, with the intent to move the market doesn't necessarily work. You're only going to want to do something like that if there's a piece of news coming out and you just really want to get in before anybody else notices, you know? And given that I haven't seen any news hit the market yet, I don't think that that is that situation right now. So I hope that whoever was doing that, maybe learns a lesson. Huge head fake, not in FYI, but watch it daily. Oh, you're talking about the soybean thing. Well, that might be part of why the ES moved, although I've never really noticed the correlation with soybeans. Is Gary bot split a race? Nope, I don't think so. Businesses urge EU and Britain to link their carbon markets. The carbon market thing, that is one of the... You think we'll ever start trading carbon futures on the CME? Look here, them treasuries pushing up again. Oh, wow. The vaccine take-up is truly stunning in the UK, with large sections of the country hitting 94.9% vaccination rates. So, okay, well, despite us coming down, they're still holding the open for now. I feel like that first trade that I took, that I got a little bit lucky on it. And I kind of want to let them sort things out before I try taking another trade. There's a big iceberg there at 09.5. Are you kidding me? In the 10-year. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Easy, easy, easy. And there's my one. I wonder how that one's going to turn out, because that's a situation where a level break in the 10-year could push higher. Yeah? But I'm still like, I still don't know why they're buying the treasuries so aggressively here. Coin is Baba. Oh, you think so, huh? Vlad, you don't sound too positive on Coinbase. You don't sound too positive on them. Nope. I wonder. So is what's Bitcoin doing right now? They're up a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Well, it's not kind of weird. It's just It's a compelling story. That's what it is. It's a compelling story. Oh, you also don't like it because Kathy Wood likes it. Okay, I think that's a fair reason to not like it. I wouldn't short it or anything, but to hold off on buying it, yeah, I get you. I'm still kind of like, I just don't trust the cryptocurrency at all with the current valuations, and I'm really concerned about what's going to happen when the inevitable 80 to 90% decline in Bitcoin happens, and you've got all of these companies that have taken out $1 billion worth of debt on their balance sheet, and they're going to come out with, minus and all that Bitcoin is only going to be worth $200,000, or I guess 200 million. It's a lot of money that they put in. Like, it's really quite dumb. At 250, a better price, maybe. Well, that was the reference price. So the reference price is what people in the private market you could buy and sell Coinbase. Okay. So the last trade in the private market was 250. That's why they set that as the reference price. But everybody knew that it was going to start trading something different. And then when they started pricing everything out and the demand and everything, it started at 320, I think it was, and then it just immediately gapped up. Which doesn't surprise us. Remember, we were saying I'd be like shocked if the first bar wasn't a green bar, right? By the way, the dollar getting creamed here a little bit. New lows since post jobless claims numbers. It is supporting the E-mini a little bit, but it's not affecting them nearly as much as I think that maybe they should. The 10-year has not, as of yet, broken through the 10. So they kind of nibbled that a little bit. There was an iceberg there. At one point, that large order there, the 4K at 10, pulled. So I don't know. And you can see that there, instead of it moving up, you're getting some flattening going on. Actually, quite a bit of flattening. Right? It dropped 100 points already, so there are people underwater. Yeah, so the question would be then at that point, though, how many people in Coinbase are looking to just kind of play it versus they want to be in it for the long term, right? Now, I think if I'm going to buy Coinbase for the long term, I'm going to wait for the cryptocurrency crash, right? Surely it's going to go lower if the cryptocurrency crash happens. Plus, I don't know, man. I don't know. So if there is really is fraud, well, I mean, what's going on in the cryptocurrency market with Tether, in my opinion, should be illegal. Based off of the way that the New York Attorney General is acting there, they're saying, oh yeah, you can totally be a fractional reserve. You just have to tell people, and will people accept that? And that whole thing is kind of sketch. But I don't think that an instrument of that nature should be allowed. And it's like a Ponzi scheme at that point. So if government does step in and do something about it, would Coinbase be immune from the impacts of that? I don't think that they would. I think that many exchanges would be considered complicit and get hurt in it as well. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. I'm on baby duty? Oh, I see. Well, with that, I'm going to take a quick little break, all right? So she's like, yeah, I'm going to go take the older son to school. You're on baby duty. And as soon as she gives me the thing, he starts waking up. But dude, check this out. Look here. See, you're going to want to look at the screen. Look. Spider baby, does whatever a spider baby can. Do this. Go like this. Like this. There you go. Incoming pullback. Are they gonna push that open? I mean, they like it looks like a descending triangle to me. I think somebody's gonna bust it. The Treasury's backing off from that 10. Very interesting action. Something's happening. Somebody's doing something, and we don't know what yet. What's that? Stand, child. There you go. Oh, come on. You have legs. There you go. Asher cosplay stream. Maybe. I mean, he does seem to be interested in the charts and the numbers. Oh yes, we do get some numbers here too, by the way. What do we get? Oh yes, the NAHB Housing Market Index. This one should be interesting. What? What, you don't like standing? You like being snuggled like this? Snuggle, 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 snuggle. No? Let's go change your diaper. You smell. You smell like pee. YouGov America. The CDC recommendation to pause the Johnson & Johnson vaccine use causes public confidence in the vaccine to sink 15 points. Nate Silver tweeting this with the comment, "I'm not a virologist, so please feel free to disregard my," because there's this whole thing about Nate Silver's not a virologist. But this sure as heck seems bad to me. And they're still holding that open. They're not going to give that open up without a fight. Okay, don't touch the microphone, please. No, I'm surprised Gabby didn't end up taking a trade off of that big slip up there. I guess she would have been trying to get it quite a bit higher, so. You say it's an update either way. Coinbase not doing so hot. Oh man, look at that. Zoom in on it. Zoom in on it. What? Keep your hand away from the switch. There's Mom. that. They're gonna breach 30-30. Ahead of Fed's Logan later talking on reserves and administered rates could be a play on expectations of her laying the groundwork for the IOER RRP hike. Well, somebody decided to buy for some reason. It's an incredibly unusual move in the treasuries here going up. Discounting the price of all the little fellows would get on the gravy train. No. I mean, what is it really worth is the thing. Man, getting up and walking around makes me feel a little woozy. I think I need water. Well, it's been an awful lot of chop. One thing that we should keep in mind here, VIX is at 16.7. So you're going to see less volatility overall, right? And I guess we can come in here and see what our VIX targets are, even though we haven't been coming anywhere close to them lately. Remind me what SPC is. SPCE. Oh, Virgin Galactic. Oh, that's right. So it puts us up at 41.63 is the upside target. Unlikely to reach that. If we get even like a quarter of this, we're talking more like 41.50, which we kind of already almost touched. So yeah. And overall, the cumulative delta on the futures is negative. This move in the treasuries has me a little nervous. Can't explain it. Don't think it's not in line with the fundamentals, in my opinion. And it's starting to make me think, oh, is there like the larger play going on here that they're expecting something to happen later? I don't know. The Chinese propagandas are out in full force today. The bonds are just, the 30-year in particular is just, man, anybody trading the ZB today's got to be happy, right? They gotta be happy. The CEO of SPCE dumps 150 million worth of shares? What? I'm kind of tempted to just go short here, man. You say it's a boring day. I'm finding this whole thing incredibly compelling, Vlad. What's the deal? Are you sitting waiting for the short? Is that what the deal is? Look, it's going. Look, it's okay. They're below the open. They touched below it at least. Hey, they need to get below the ATR stop. No, 41 and a quarter. That level seems to have been a key level for them today for whatever reason. There's the Treasury's higher again, man. Look there. So there is some significant absorption going on up in here, right? And they are just smashing through it. Like try getting filled on the bid over here in on the Treasury, man. Holy crap. This one, let's pull up a power meter for this thing. Huh? And change it. We'll add the I think I still want 30-second one, but hope you guys can't hear that in the back. Sesame Street in the background. Look at that. Look at the imbalance. IBO's like round numbers. Well, they get to be 320 first, right? And they're going to be eyeing yesterday's low, of course. If it breaks yesterday's low, though, ooh, look out below. Igor is maximum short right now. Tesla's red. Well, let's see here. Listen. As long as Tesla's above 700, I don't think that anybody's gonna really care all that much. Well, they finally got a little bit of selling there in the Treasury. That is an insane move. Yeah, so in chat, Igor is in Discord. Igor is saying that he's like max short right now. I would hope that he's short somewhat from the highs, but here, like as soon as he said that, it's like, oh, let's buy. Coinbase still not doing so hot. And honestly, this move in the E-mini that's coming in here, a little bit suspect. It looks to me like it mostly pulled to get there. How often do you come off a 3-month low, make a new high, only to return to those lows in NQ? I don't know. Don't really follow the NQ that closely, how it's trading compared to the ES. So the E-mini running into the limits of its execution impact right there. You see the absorption? Yeah, E-mini, or sorry, the 10-year coming back there really hard. So there's not a lot of orders going through it now all of a sudden, but like, I don't know, man. It's a little crazy. Like not many orders going through in the 10-year at all. But they let it drop quite a bit. How is MSTR doing here? Down 3%. How's Bitcoin doing? Where's the Bitcoins? There's the Bitcoins. Bitcoin's not moving. So it's not anything with that. They all went short there? That's funny. Bond yields back down to their 50-day moving average. Clicky, clicky. Whoa. Walter Bloomberg tweets, Coinbase says due to an issue with the recent network upgrade, we've temporarily disabled Ethereum and ERC20 withdrawals from Coinbase. I don't want that anymore. What? Yeah, what is right? I think they should sell up more, man. See, well, that's suspicious. Is that what that? I forget how that TikTok goes. Watch out for the bubble. You might accidentally make money. I mean, this is a good move up to the highs here. They're kind of holding it. That looks like something that could break upside again. Ouch. Italy forecasts debt to be 160% of GDP in 2021. Well, maybe I shouldn't have canceled that. Looks like I might have gotten filled. What does ZH stand for? I'm super serial. Well, look at the ZB. 2 ticks ahead of the others. Now over here in the E-mini, you're getting some big absorption in the 48 area again, which is not something I want to mess with. Lumber at all-time highs. Oh, by the way, what was the NAHB number again? 80. Oh, it was in line with expectations. Okay. Okay, if you say so. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink said Thursday he's optimistic about financial markets as the economy attempts to recover from the coronavirus pandemic. Oh, that was that one earlier. Hushishin. Biden just had a phone call with Putin and proposed a meeting in a third country. Then the U.S. announced to sanction Russia. This is such an insult to Moscow. The U.S. will eventually pay for its arrogance and rudeness. The Chinese are just like full propaganda out today. Nah. Okay. Bit of a drop. ZB still flying high there, though. Ooh, I like this so far. Good deal. Remember that one time? No. I'm correcting misinformation in the Discord equities channel. Everybody's saying, "Oh, remember that one time JP Morgan backdoored the hedge funds and sold them blocks of worthless shit? Good times." Well, they're talking about something to do with the analysts said something, and the analysts and the trade desks are separate departments that aren't allowed to talk to each other by law. And the banks are very, 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 very strict about this. Like basically, you got a buddy. You're on the trade desk, and you got a buddy in information research. They're basically gonna discourage you from being friends anymore. U.S. intelligence officials say Russian military movements near Ukraine are a show of force and that the U.S. must take the buildup seriously. Yeah, people often forget that Goldman alone employs 40K people at different desks all over the world. It's true. Now, the E-mini did push higher there. There was quite a bit of a slip as it went through, too. You think I should have held through that whole... No, of course not. You think I should have bought on this? Because I was kind of thinking, hey, maybe we could go short, but it never happened. That was a pretty good rip, yeah. Well, look at the volume that they're trading on it. Wonder if a big guy went short and got screwed there. It does look like short covering. So there could, even though you're getting absorption there could be like another little leg here. Not seeing the dollar crash as that's happening either, by the way. I am seeing a pretty strong move earlier in gold that I kind of missed. Yep, it's mostly gold and silver here. Oil doing well as well. This thing in the E-mini kind of seems to be its own isolated deal. And what's going on here in the treasuries? I don't know. They're still just hanging out up there. Well, Coinbase managing to hold so far there. I have to say that was such a strong move up. That was such a strong move up. And a slip there too as it happened. It's only a tick though. But 51 could be where they can come back. They could come back to here, 51. I'm thinking. Chauvin invokes the Fifth Amendment and won't testify in his defense. Yeah, that's what would typically happen in a trial like that. I'm shocked. Reuters puts a website behind a paywall and will charge readers $35 a month? Oh dear. One of the last remaining free sources of markets, news, and information behind a paywall for the first time. The shift described by the company's CMO as the biggest digital transformation at Reuters in a decade will be accompanied by a rollout of expanded digital coverage of important industries like autos aimed at a professional audience. Okay, I'm down. The strategy shifts comes just days after Reuters announced that Alessandra Galani, a global managing editor for Reuters news business, has been selected to become the company's new editor-in-chief, a job she's set to start on Monday. While the decision could decimate Reuters' hefty traffic, its free website attracts 40 million unique viewers a month. Could be good news for a digital media industry struggling after wave of layoffs. Under the new regime, a subscription to Reuters will cost $34.99 a month, the same as Bloomberg's digital subscription, though paying users will be allowed a free trial period. That's compared with the Wall Street Journal's digital subscription cost of $38.99 a month, while the New York Times costs $18.42. Reuters Chief Marketing Officer Josh London told the New York Times that Reuters' decision followed months of audience research, which elucidated what Reuters readers want to see. Months of audience research showed that those readers were divided into separate groups: those wanting breaking news and professionals looking for context and analysis about how news affected their industry. Josh London, well, that's what I want right there. I want to know how news affected, my industry. Being trading. Josh London, Chief Marketing Officer at Reuters, said in an interview with the New York Times that the launch of the paywall and its new digital reporting offerings mark. Reuters will roll out new sections on its website for subscribers in coming weeks that include coverage of legal news, sustainable business, energy, healthcare, and the auto industry. It also plans to introduce industry-specific newsletters. According to the Reuters story announcing the new paywall, Reuters said that non-paying readers can still access 5 stories per month. Reuters also noted the paywall will be part of a transformation to court professionals that will include live events, newsletters, channels on streaming services, and even audio. As millions of Reuters readers sign up for their free trials, the entire industry will be keeping a close eye to see how many quit once those hefty $35 a month payments start hitting, while a drop in digital ad revenue squeezes the company's bottom line, forcing it to depend more than ever on Refinitiv, the Reuters terminal business that was spun off a few years back in a deal with Blackstone, who also, by the way, owns Ready, which was spun off from Goldman Sachs and was their execution platform. Well, there's a pretty good little iceberg there at 13, and the ZB is just kind of like trying to drag them along further. How far can this go? I guess when you look at it, it looks like it's a huge move, but it's not like a huge move. But it's a pretty huge move. It's not a huge move, but it's a huge move, guys. Reddit was horrendous, you say, Octavius? Well, all I know is that the DOM that they showed me could do a lot of things that I haven't seen in any retail DOM. That's all I know. You know what? Cool. I was okay with it. Until the ZB ticked back down like that, and all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, actually this one doesn't make sense. So no one order count. No, they definitely had that. Actually, no, now that I think about it, well, so let me think. The thing that I thought was really interesting about it was, and I don't know if this is in like the version that everybody has or if they like modified it for their, anyways, it had auto stack and auto pull. So it would go in and it would have orders out at every price level. And then, you know, if they were ticking down, it would cancel the orders. It would know to cancel them. And of course, it can't cancel all of them. Some of the orders will get filled, but then, you know, it's like it's got this auto market making algorithm built into it. So the orders that don't pull end up making you a little bit of money. They give you a bit of buffer. And then you can specifically come in and say, okay, actually, these ones, I really want these ones at this moment. So I'll take some on here. And then you could do all of this funky stuff where you could like make a bunch of changes all at once with the shift key and make them happen all at once. Born Thor asks, where's the top to this? And Fly High asks, what's the top? That's a good one too. I want to put that one. Speculator Seth. A few concerning numbers behind the headlines, e.g. retail sales and new orders, but in my opinion still reacting to the day's speeches and last day's speeches and rising concerns on COVID cases in China, Taiwan, Hong Kong could weigh in too. Okay. So that kind of sounds more like I'm just not informed about what's going on. I don't know. Copper breakout this time for Real asks 4x live. Oh, all of the metals just look beautiful today. Beautiful. AG above 17. Yes, sir. That means I make money, right? 6%. Sumo down again today. Why? That's okay. Really sad that when Sumo was flying high up there that I wasn't able to take some profits. But, you know, I'm in it for the longer run. But, yeah, it sure came back there, didn't it? Here, I'll show you the chart of that one. Where is that? Sumo. I don't know why, but it always stops there to show me my mistake. And you can kind of see there's kind of a lull maybe, but yeah. It went from 40 to 20, dropped 50% after that earnings. Sucks. Just throw money into index ETFs and walk away. Why did I put that order and cancel it? Oh, here's the position so I can look at that. It was 12.5. Yeah, no, I did the right thing there. And now that it's passed, there's not enough volume going through, so I did the right thing. I could have been less freaky about it, like come back up, because I could still be selling into a break even right now. The Futures Magazine says an early deluge of economic data will guide today's trading day. Yeah, welcome to like 2 hours ago, dude. Oh, that's cool. There's some website I've never heard of before called Blue Line Futures, and they've got reports, and they've got reports on all sorts of, sugar, OJ, coffee, cocoa, live and feeder cattle, lean hogs. That's cool. And you can get a 2-week complimentary trial. CR experts on CNBC. Da, 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 da. Kind of sounds like that you can trade with them. So that's cool that it's like a research house combined with a platform. Morgan Stanley's Jim Caron. If U.S. growth data is peaking here, you start to say, well, around 1.7% is probably not a bad place to get long. I think we can enter in a range, as the Treasury market is notorious for doing. It can sit in a 20 basis point range for months. Ain't that the truth? For sure. You might not ever notice that as a day trader, but man, sometimes they just get stuck for a long, long, long time. By the way, how are we doing here with... okay. I'm disappointed that Gabby didn't take one today. Seemed like a good opportunity, but... Has anyone checked out Algo Futures Trade? I've never heard of that. Algo Futures Trader. .com. Oh wait, maybe I have heard of this. Oh no, I don't know what this is. This is ugly as AF. Ugly AF though, I tell you that. They have a market analyzer. Let's look at it. Ugh. No, that's not what I want. Come on, just show me the picture. Show me the... Open image in new tab. Do you think that the market is on edge due to all the war talk from one thing that I did see was like markets moved down and I was hearing stuff about Russia. So I do think that some algos did try selling and that maybe some of those really strong sells were that informed traders that were trading on something that was not really a big deal. It could be wrong, but I got to tell you what, that platform that you just mentioned, AF, is ugly. Oh my gosh, is that ugly? You know what? This just looks like Ninja Trader 7, dude. It is Ninja Trader 7. This is an effing scam, dude. How much is it? Oh, Algo Futures Trader. So really it's a bunch of stuff built on top of Ninja Trader 7. Who freaking makes this? Made in England? Like, why would you use Ninja Trader 7? Still, the thing that's ugly is their indicators are... It's an auto trader? Well, that sounds even worse. I guess they say it's 100% free for sim and everything. Okay, cool, but and all of the algos that they're talking about here sound like bullshit, to be honest. I mean, not bullshit, but like, okay, we have algorithmic models such as trend following, pullback, continuation, session, open range breakouts. Like, these are all things that won't make you money. These are all things that I've done significant investigation into, and I've shown pretty conclusively that there's not really market patterns that you can take advantage of like that make money in the long run. You can use it, go and run the backtest. One of the things I found is they like to use Ninja Trader 7 because you can check things better in Ninja Trader 8, but I could be wrong. That sounds like a waste of money, man. Where did you hear that from? Have you tried MT5 for futures trading, Armand? So to be honest with you, oh man, to be honest with you, I haven't actually used it. But if there is one platform that I would recommend not using for futures trading, it is MT5. So MT5 has the audience, I guess, that it has because it was popular for Forex trading. And the reason it was popular for Forex trading was because it was basically the only game in town. In terms of like a serious platform, that was MT5. They have this thing, they have a built-in app store in it where you can download algos from it. So a lot of people that trying to scam you, frankly, go and put algos and put them in MT5. But it is a piece of junk. I would stay far. Vlad agrees with me. Yeah, if there's any platform that I would steer away from, it is MT5. Yeah. And yeah, just the note on this one. Anybody that's still using NinjaTrader 7 at this point, I think you got to be a little bit skeptical about, because especially if they're offering a package on top of it, right? So why would you? It is so much easier. So I've converted indicators from NinjaTrader 7 to NinjaTrader 8. Okay, the system that they have set up for NinjaTrader 8 is so much better. The API and everything is infinitely better than it is in NinjaTrader 7. That any indicator that you port over, the code is going to be simpler in NinjaTrader 8. And especially so if you are doing anything like order flow stuff, right? So anybody that's offering indicators and so forth that are still based on NinjaTrader 7, you've got to wonder about why haven't they converted over to NinjaTrader 8? So if they were really truly competent and they were really truly making like good stuff that was making money, why wouldn't they convert over to NinjaTrader 8? I think that what is often the case is that they went and they got a bunch of stuff and somebody else made it for them, or they stole indicators from somebody else and just kind of modified them a little bit and made them in NinjaTrader 7, and they don't have the expertise to be able to move it over to NinjaTrader 8. So, you know, I get there are still some people that are holdouts on NinjaTrader 7 because they think it's more stable. But at this point, unless you're like actively changing your charts around or using something really funky and custom, NinjaTrader 8 is very stable now. So you'll see it crash on me all the time because I do stupid things. Anyways. I don't know. I did not like what you just showed me there, HF. For some reason, it kind of got me going a little bit. I was like, oh, wait, what? This is NinjaTrader 7. No, thank you. You know what I want? Here's what I want, guys. Look out there for me, okay? Keep an eye out there. I want a better market analyzer. That's what I want. I want a better market analyzer. That's it right there, right? Yeah, I want that. And then I want the market analyzer. Come on. There we go. So you see my market analyzer here. So anytime that the instrument changes, it changes the color, right? But I can't tell that it tick up or tick down there. You can't see it. You can see the price change, but it doesn't change. So then you can come in and you can do this stuff like you can change the columns and you can say, okay, last price, change the color, add a sell condition so that if the value goes up, then, you know, is above or greater than, and then you can put a number in there, and that's it. So if I want to say if the current value is higher than the previous value, then display it in green. Can't do it. Can't do it. I seen the market analyzer and thought about you. Oh yeah, but it doesn't look like they have a really well. I did scroll through that video. I didn't see anything market analyzer wise. So yeah. The market analyzer in NinjaTrader 8, I have discovered, is a little underwhelming. Once you start thinking about like really seriously using it, it's a little underwhelming. Why 3? Who knows? I don't care. Oh, I still have the baby monitor on me, and I can hear that they are probably feeding him. I don't know. But you know what we really need to do? I think there's only one solution there's two solutions to this. One is we make our own market analyzer. Now, the issue that I have with making my own market analyzer is I keep talking about I want to do the MBO data. We haven't gotten enough subscribers on that package yet. So if you're interested in the MBO data and you like the indicators I have and you're using NinjaTrader 8, you should subscribe to the channel for $10 a month. And once we have enough people, we're going to start subscribing for the more advanced data so that we can start building our own platform using market by order data, which would be really cool. But I could build my own market analyzer in NinjaTrader 8. I think it would be a lot of work. I don't think it would work I don't think they would be as efficient as their market analyzer. So I'm really concerned about that. But could work. So I could build my own, or we start a campaign to convince Peter Davies to build a market analyzer in Jigsaw. And I think that would be the great solution, because then I wouldn't have to do anything, number one. And number two, I think that some of the features that I want are like right down Jigsaw's alley. Like I want to be able to say, show me if it's up or down since the last time that I recentered it, right? So if I go in here and I recenter it and then everything on my market analyzer resets as well, come on, I think that would be great. Man, this market it's kind of funny that it was so constrained, because when this thing took off, it took off. How much is that Bloomberg terminal, baby? Man, it's a lot, I tell you that. Kind of interested in trying it in Refinitiv, because they got the Ready. Somebody here in chat, though, was saying that they didn't like Ready. What was it that he said? What he didn't like about it? I don't remember anymore. I don't see it. Dun, 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 dun. No, I thought it was more recent. Oh, he said the Ready was horrendous because it had no OCO orders, says Octavius. Your girl sounds smart, though. What are you talking about? Huh? My wife? What did she say that made her sound smart? Not saying she's not smart. She's not, Could you hear them in the background or something? I heard her spelling the other day. I tell you what, so here's the thing that's kind of interesting about my wife and her kids is she's pretty bright, I think. So like I can have a really sophisticated conversation about something with her and she understands what I'm saying. Other people, their eyes, they have no clue what I'm talking about. Maybe she's just really good at faking it, but she can actually converse, right? But she has zero interest in any of it. You know what I mean? She was homeschooled. She's not academic at all. So you get, and I think that the girls are a little bit like that too. Like they're not that interested in school things, you know? Kyle says, oh man, this is priceless. I was explaining options with my girlfriend the other day. Yeah. So like I can explain how options work to her and she can totally understand it and repeat back to me stuff about it, but she'll forget it, you know? And then you ask her a week later and she won't remember any of it because she really has zero interest in it. Really, truly anything even remotely academic, she's not interested. Yeah. Interesting how that works. So, I mean, there are girls out there that are interested in that stuff, but I've never met any of them. concern about the Treasury here. When we were earlier and we canceled our order, that was around 12.5. So even though I think I did the right thing there by getting out for that particular trade, and I'm happy with how I traded it, it's interesting how it moved up. And then once they got 13.5, they just exploded higher again. So this thing is like showing, I mean, the treasuries are on full-on trend day. That's why we date brunettes, right? Right? Yeah, there you go. It's really interesting. So something totally not trading related, but something that really interests me is dating and the culture around dating. Because, you know, when I was dating, I had to do a lot of research about it. And I took the approach of like, let's do a data-driven approach to dating. And you know what? I think that the data-driven approach to dating was pretty great. I think it worked pretty great. But one of the things that I find really interesting is that people very much go for the wrong people. Very much so. Right? Like the things that we often filter on end up causing us to pursue people that are just not good for us and would not lead to a good relationship. What? Did you just throw something at me? What's that? Anyways. So I think that at this point, it's kind of well known where the ones for women are. You know what I mean? Like everybody says that the women will go for complete jerks. And women are really prone to the whole, like, they're a little bit anxious and their partner is avoidant, and so they'll chase after their avoidant partner. You don't want to do that, guys. That's really bad for your relationships, right? But there is definitely some things that I've seen where there are qualities that women value that, like, in particular, like the quintessential example is height. Guys, ladies, if any, I know there's like one or two ladies out there that will watch this. Height, no impact on the success of your relationship. No, like, I could completely ignore it. Some of the best partners for you out there that are available right now are going to be short because they get undervalued because they're short, even though it doesn't matter. And they could be like rich and like a really great personality and all of these other things, but because they're short, nobody wants to date. That's a quintessential example, right? So there's lots of opportunities if you go in there. You know, go for the short guy, things like that. But we don't really talk about the mistakes that guys make, right? So I'll tell you a couple that they make. And some of these might be controversial because most of you guys probably kind of consider some of these things when you're dating somebody, okay? So one is they don't want to date somebody with kids. So let me tell you what, guys. Let me tell you something, guys. If you are 35 years old, I would recommend against dating a woman that doesn't have kids. Okay? Because if she's in your age range, what has she been doing with her life? She doesn't have kids. That's unusual. And there's reasons for that. And you might not like the reasons why they don't have kids. Now, I get it. Other people's kids are really annoying. I don't know what the deal is, but I do not find the child with my genes as irritating as the others, although I do find them all irritating to some extent. I think that is just the thing. Like, men will tend to find children more irritating. Okay. But they have kids. That's good. Another one is widows. Holy crap, guys. Widows are probably some of the best people that you can. I mean, there's issues with widows, don't get me wrong, but some of the highest value prospects that you can find, and men actively don't want to date a widow. It's so weird. But the thing that I see guys will chase after is they'll chase after, I don't want to say dramatic, but like I think that you're attracted. Sometimes people are just attracted to somebody that has a strong personality, right? But the issue that you're going to get is that very often in women, when they really have that personality that like really stands out to you at the beginning, that can often be toxic. Women tend to be more subdued. Tend to. So that's like that's the sort of the thing that I see guys chase after, that it's like, you know what, guys? That brunette, ZN, yeah, she's not as flashy as ZB. There's all of these, she's not get as much attention as the E-Mini, okay? But ZN is a stable girl that you can make money on. And it's hard to find an edge in ZN. But if you find that edge, you're going to be very consistent. Very consistent. Yeah. You need to update that video where ES is the popular girl. Now she has a sugar daddy named Powell and is addicted to cocaine. Does the E-Mini have an OnlyFans now? That what it is? We don't have cryptocurrencies in that video either. That was before crypto, like Bitcoin futures were a thing. Yeah, there are party girls that spent their 20s doing all kinds of stuff that you should avoid, but there's also ones that didn't have kids because they were busy studying and building a career. Well, and if you don't want kids, then that's fine. But you gotta realize a woman that is like 28 and above that hasn't had any kids yet, you start to run into issues with that, right? So like, if having kids is what you want, you should be doing it early. Like seriously. And the people that prioritized everything else over having kids first, are not necessarily going to be the best ones for, having kids. But it's not like, if they've never had kids, they're a bad partner per se. It's the way that it's filtered to you, right? Like it's a very small minority of people that get into their 30s without having kids. And you're going to want to have a typically unusual set of circumstances to get that far, right? Especially in Utah. For me, in Utah, it's like unheard of, right? For me to be a man in his 30s that didn't have any kids from a previous marriage was absolutely unheard of. And people wanted to date me because of that alone. But I don't think that it was a good reason. I think it was a good reason. And frankly, as a guy, like, come on, you date a woman that already has kids and is getting child support payments? I'm just saying. Shouldn't have said that. Yeah, some do want kids. My ex-girl did, but she has a poor family background, so she wants to get financially secured before that. This isn't much of an issue in developed countries, but here having the kid traps you into poverty. Yeah, so definitely, there's the whole millennial thing. Oh man, I am like going like way over. I missed the meeting. Okay. I gotta go. I shouldn't have gotten started, but hey, market's being crazy. Hey, I will see. We can continue this tomorrow, but in the meantime, stay